and welcome to Xinhua Live. We are here at Summer Davos 2019 in the northeastern coastal city of Dalian. This year's conference has welcomed almost 2,000 participants, including representatives from some of the world's top companies, to discuss leadership in the new era of globalization. Now, joining me now is Mr. Jon Penrice, who is the president of the Dow Chemical company in the Asia-Pacific region. Mr. Penrice, thank you for joining us today. Could you tell us a little bit more about Dow's latest move in the Chinese market?
Yes, well, China is an important market for us. We continue to invest, and we actually last week announced a new investment in the Jiangsu province, the town of Zhangjiagang on the Yangtze River. And that's a project that is a rolling project that we've invested now there. 3 projects in the last 3 years. And this is a new one which makes silicon resin. And silicon resin is used in many consumer applications. 70% of all our products now are driven by the consumer. And the reason we're investing there is really the Chinese consumers continue to consume. So more and more of a premiumization. Consumers want higher value, more sophisticated products. Everything from skincare, hair care, home and personal care products, all the way through to higher value construction applications.
Mm-hmm. And I guess this comes after your company has been in the Chinese market for 40 years, which is the start of economic reform in China. So I guess this comes at a very significant time in your company's.
Yes, and it's, as you say, we've been here since 1979. We've seen the rise, the growth in China. We're heavily invested here. We've got over 3,000 people. We've got 9 plants. We really are a Chinese company in the way we operate and behave. It's now our number 2 market in the whole of the world. So it's a key market for us, and we're committed to be here. I mean, the message of the investment is clearly we need to respond to the needs of the consumer, but it also sends, I think, a strong message of our commitment to being in China.
Absolutely. And as we know, Dow is one of the biggest materials science companies in the world. So what is the role of the Chinese market in your company's global business operations?
Yeah, it becomes increasingly important, even critical to us now, because it is now number 2 for us in the global market. We believe it will become number 1. It continues to grow. It's driven by the growing urbanization of the Chinese consumer, consumption in general, and this continual trading up. So the channels in China are becoming more and more digital. The Chinese consumer becomes more educated, and as they want more education, they also want high value products.
Mm-hmm. And could you explain to us the biggest opportunities and challenges that Dow is facing in China at the moment?
I think probably the biggest challenge we have is speed. In that part of the digitization of the channels means that everybody wants everything yesterday. And so, if the consumer is able to go online, click and point, get their product delivered, the number of new products are increasing. So the cycle used to be much slower than it is today. And so, new product development timelines are shortening. Our R&D innovation timelines are getting tighter. And because the growth is so high, we have to put in more projects more quickly. We have to hire people. We have to, develop these new products in a faster way. So speed probably is our number 1 challenge. How do we keep up with the speed of development in China?
Then again, that also brings about lots of opportunities.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, I guess. Now, in March this year, China's top legislator passed the foreign investment law. How much of an influence do you think it's had on your company so far?
We definitely welcome any opening up of the market. And the messages here in Dalian that the Premier was sending was all around continual liberalisation and opening up of the market. Dow believes in free and fair trade. The more that China opens up access to markets we believe is good for the Chinese economy, it's good for the Chinese consumer, and it's good for us mid-down.
Absolutely. Now, for those social media viewers just joining us now, we are here with the president of Dow Chemical Asia Pacific at Summer Davos in Dalian to discuss Dow's presence in the Chinese market as well as China's future economic development. Now, from your point of view, how do you view the rise of protectionism in the United States and the world at large?
Yeah, I think from a philosophy point of view, we always believe in free and fair trade. Free from tariffs and fair in terms of barriers not being there, either from an economic point of view or from an intellectual property point of view. So I think we always believe that the moment protectionism kicks in, then there really is a lose-lose. So we'd like to see, as much as possible, the end of trade wars, end of trade friction, and as much as possible free and fair trade between China and the US, and globally, not just obviously. It's we talk about a bilateral world of China-US, but we are truly a global company. We're manufacturing in all regions of the world, and those trade relationships between each of the countries is important.
Have you noticed that there's been any impact on your company in terms of the trade war? Has it impacted any?
There's been some trade shifts a little bit as tariffs have kicked in. There's some of our customers have relocated some production to other parts of Southeast Asia. But not significant at this point. We continue to see our business grow in China, and the impacts for us at the moment have been fairly minimal.
And lastly, what do you think about the theme of this year's Summit Davos, which is Globalization 4.0? How do you view
I think it's a great theme of. All of the value chains are getting disrupted. Digital being the biggest one, but not just digital. There's a huge disruption coming with sustainability. So how do we, deliver products more sustainably? How do we deliver them in a different way? And so this all wraps into this theme of, Industry 4.0, which is redesigning the way we make products, sell products, and the way the consumer access. So it's a great theme. It's been a great forum here. The exchange of views between different types of companies, public, private, NGOs, a really inspiring sort of conversation that happens about how we actually all succeed in a different way.
Absolutely. So I guess that concludes our interview today with Dow. Thank you to Mr. Penrice for joining us for this interesting discussion, and to our viewers online. Please be sure to drop your comments below and continue joining us for coverage during Summer Davos. See you next time.